Tennis is such a misunderstood athletic sport, like, because you're sprinting the whole time.
Yeah.
I won't get into it.
No.
Justice for tennis.
Yes. Ross Butler joins the cast of To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You, the sequel to Netflix's To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and P.S. He's in the variety studio with me right now. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Welcome. Welcome to our humble abode.
Here. I like the color scheme you got.
I know, it's brand new. Got it just
brand
for you.
new.
It is.
Oh,
Yes.
I feel honored to be here.
Let's talk about this movie, P.S.
Okay.
I Still Love You. It's the sequel, and you play Trevor Pike.
Trevor Pike,
Yeah.
So Trevor Pike is Peter's best friend.
I think this is from the real soccer team.
Sometimes I wish my boyfriend was more anonymous.
It was a fun role. Like, they brought me in, and Noah and I had known each other before, so we just had a lot of fun on set, ad-libbing and having a good old time.
How long have you known each other?
I think like 4 or 5 years. We ran into each other like in a bunch of audition rooms back in the day, and like every time we saw each other after that, we were just like, we know, and that happens a lot in LA, but
Yeah.
with us, we were just like, we know.
So you
each
were
other.
up for the same roles then?
Yeah,
Okay.
like 2 or 3 back in the day. And then we just like ran into each other again. We started hanging out, and from then on, it was pretty much Peter and Trevor in real life.
Right, is this the Halloween party where he dressed up as Gaston?
Yes.
And then you dressed up as Wolverine,
Yes,
and
yes,
there was
yes.
like a dance-off situation, or?
Well, okay, you don't have to bring competition into it. It wasn't a dance off.
I didn't, sorry.
We were just vibing, okay?
Oh, sorry,
We were just having a good time. But yes, there was. Yes, that is the the infamous Gaston Wolverine dance
vibe session.
Yes,
that's what we're calling it. So is there something different when you know that, say, the source material is written by an Asian American author, when there are Asian Americans on the staff as an actor who is also part of that community? Does that change the experience at all?
I would say, like, as cheesy as it sounds, it does give me a little bit more sense of pride and a little bit of looseness, knowing that, you know, we have people in front and behind the camera, and feels like they understand some of the choices that we make, or just like you don't feel like the token, you know? So like more feeling of comfort. And it's not only just Asian Americans, it's just very diverse across the board.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it just felt like everybody was equally represented. We were all on equal footing, and when we were on set, I think that showed because we were so comfortable with each other.
Not to give away too much, you're also wearing a Letterman in this one as well. Is that?
Am I wearing a Letterman? Yes, I am.
I feel like you are.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I gotta get.
Is that like your thing now?
We do have a joke that I play a lot of sports on screen, and
Yeah.
I don't think I play. Well, I played basketball, played a little bit of basketball in 13, but I was a tennis player growing up. And that's like the one sport I haven't played in any of the shows.
Were you more like a forehander or like a backhander? Or
I was a serve and volleyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of the height. So it's just mean serve, just run to the net. I had the wingspan back then as well, so yeah, that was my thing.
Do you still play?
No, I want to though. Well, because back then it was something that my mom wanted me to do, and I was just like,
course.
oh, Mom, come on, I want to play tennis.
I feel like Asian kids, we're only allowed to do like one of 2 sports. It's like golf or tennis.
Golf or tennis.
Yeah.
I recently picked up golf, and I love golf.
Okay.
But tennis, I want to pick back up because now my mom stopped forcing me to, and now it's.
Of course, that's how it works,
that was
right?
the only reason why. Tennis is such a misunderstood athletic sport, like, because you're sprinting the whole time.
Yeah.
I won't get into it.
No.
Justice for tennis.
Yes. 13 Reasons Why.
Yes.
You shot the last season. What are you going to miss most about being on that show?
Just the cast. That's the biggest. The cast and the crew. Like, I've been on a good number of casts, and this one was something like really special. Like, we came into this not knowing anything about how it would be received.
The plan. Except not at my house. My mom doesn't let me have girls over.
So you're inviting me to watch a movie at my house?
You hear it all the time, but we really did become a family. And this last season, I lived with 3 of my castmates. We all like went in on a house together up in North, and it bonded us even more. And then the writers too, like they're so collaborative creatively with us, and it's just overall just such a great experience. I don't know. And I'm gonna miss Zach too. Zach takes another turn this season. So
Wow. Yeah. How has it been playing him? Because he's a complicated guy.
yeah, I think they're all complicated characters, but Zach, a big reason I love him is just because played a lot of jock roles, but Zach is something different, and each season he's managed to change, and you find out a little bit more about him. And this last season, this is a new direction that I didn't even see coming.
Do you think fans will be happy with how this all comes together?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because it really is a crazy season, like in not just in the vein of what you're gonna expect of 13, but like there's some scripts that when we would read at the table reading, we're like, what?
It's a show that's also started a lot of conversations about some really important topics and some controversial topics. I mean, Netflix did make that decision to take out certain scenes.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you've heard, how you've reacted to that.
Zach didn't tackle a lot of the super controversial topics. I feel like with Justin and Alicia and Brandon, like dealing with mental health and sexual assault, they've handled it so well. And it's just like, I'm so like in awe of them, because I couldn't imagine having to navigate that field with such a controversial show, especially when it comes out. And but just like the conversations that I've had with fans that have come up to us and told me about how it's changed their lives and how it's allowed them to speak to their friends about these sort of things, it is something special, and it's something that like I don't know if I'll ever experience something like this ever again. Like it was such a special experience. Yeah. And that's ultimately what we want to do as actors, is like we want to resonate, and we want to try to steer culture in a way that we think just to be more responsible and to be nicer to each other. It's been great, yeah.
I want to talk about Riverdale really briefly.
Bro, you are ready for football. I'm not kidding you, dude. You got rids. Dude, you're a beast. Look at this arm. It's Diesel. How much you benching? Like 220, 225? You gotta give me some tips, man.
You played Reggie, who was, in the comics, he's a white character.
Yeah.
And you've talked about how important it was to you that they switched that up and they made him, you know, of mixed descent. And then when you left, Charles Melton stepped in. He's also of mixed descent.
Yeah.
Tell me about the importance of that conversation and also that kind of colorblind casting.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed so much. Even 6 years ago, it wasn't anything like that. Shortly after I started acting, I told my team that I don't want to read for Asian roles, because Asian roles back then were completely different to how they are now.
And back then, this is only a couple years ago.
This is only 6-7 years ago. Yeah, it's like 2012. But it is so radically different now. Casey Undercover, that was probably my first colorblind casting where it was like not written Asian at all. And I think now we're in a place where you don't even see roles that are like Asian only or white only. It's just like it's opened up so much to the point where it's not as much as an issue. Like, we're still working to get there, but it's been a weird few years of seeing that change, but it's great. Like, I'm so glad that we were able to break that open.
Yeah. And I'm sure you get a lot of people saying that, seeing you, it's the first time they're seeing themselves represented in certain roles.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when was the first time you saw yourself represented?
To be completely honest, like, there was a movie called The Perfect Score. The gist of the story was they were breaking into like the SAT center or something, and they were giving themselves perfect scores. Leonardo Nam played this like Asian hacker in it, but he was like not your just typical nerdy Asian kid. That came out like early 2000s when I was in high school. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, he's not getting the best grades, but you know, he still wants to go to college. And I was just like, I think that was the first time where I was like, oh my God, not a stereotypical Asian character. And Leonardo Nam, he's a legend. Like, he's been doing this for so long. And yeah, I think that was the first and one of the only times I really saw myself.
Wow.
Yeah, represented in culture. And I was nothing like that guy. I wasn't a hacker, nor was I a stoner.
Yeah, but just being able to see someone who looks like you doing something.
That like more resonated with who I was.
Are you excited about transitioning out of high school roles?
I'm ready to not play high school, but I'm also ready to continue playing high school. Like, my reps and a lot of my friends, because I told them, like, I'm so done playing high school, and they're like, why? It's like, you should do it as long as you can. And then I was like, you're right. Yeah. It's keeping me young mentally, which I've enjoyed. Keeping the young, youthful energy.
I can stick around and help clean up. No, I think I can help my girlfriend clean up.
To all the boys, P.S. I Still Love You. What else should we keep on the lookout for with that movie?
I've brought up that we ad-libbed a lot on set. Like, they
Really?
had our lines, and we would do like 1 or 2 takes with the lines, and then they're like, just have fun with it. So what I've heard is that they're cutting together like a gag reel of
Yes.
all this stuff, which I was fighting for since the day we wrapped. I was like, Michael, the director, I was like, you got to cut together a gag reel.
Can't wait to see more.
It's going to be good.
Ross, thank you. You can see more of Ross Butler in To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You on Netflix.